Hello YouTube and welcome back to Let's Play Bloons BTD5 Deluxe Edition. In this episode, like always, I'm just going to be doing the expert track and all that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll be trying to be a little bit more creative, I suppose, with my strategies. Just because, like I've said, like the last episode or two, just some of you guys want me to be a bit more various, or you want me to use a bit more variety in my strategies. Or at least in my tower usage, I guess, which kind of means the same thing. So anyways, alright, spider map. What should I do for that one? Let's see, I also want to use specialty buildings, obviously, because those are pretty good. But I'm kind of running low on monkey money, so that's kind of a problem, a little bit. But let's see, glue supply, no, mortars, spikes are us, ninjas, ice, mage, bomb range, boomerang dojo, tank research. Every second shot from the attack tower has extra pierce. I guess I could, I suppose, because it's cheap and it's something I can get. And someone, I think, mentioned that they liked seeing me use rings of fire or attack shooters or something, so I might as well try using them. Alright, this may not be the best place to use it though, just because of the range that I would need to get on this thing. Yeah, I don't think that was a good idea, so let's just see how this goes. It might be an okay idea. I would think that maybe if it just had a bit more range, if I had upgraded its range, or if I do upgrade its range after this, that might be a good idea. Just because this little area, I think that would work well with the Ring of Fire, or at least like a even faster shooting than the attack sprayer. That actually, at the moment, that is working really well, so I think this was probably a good idea. And the spiders in the background of this little track I was going to say kind of creep me out, but after I said it, I realized, like, no, they don't actually creep me out. They're just a little weird. It's a little weird visually, just because I guess this is like a hole or like a trench that goes underground or something. I don't know, it looks kind of weird, like I said, but kind of cool at the same time. So anyways, I'm actually really proud of this tack shooter. Like, it's actually doing pretty well because of the way that the track is set up, so that it's not just the balloons aren't just going like one straight path right down the side of it or anything. They're kind of moving around in this sort of arc around it, which is really helpful for the tack shooter. And I did just lose a life, lose one balloon, I think one balloon or whatever. But once I get the tack sprayer at the end of this round, then I probably won't be losing lives for a while. And then once I get super range tacks, then that'll be even more useful. And then the ring of fire is definitely going to be pretty good. And I'm actually not sure how well a tack shooter would do on the top side of this, just because the angle that the balloons are coming in, I think, would be slightly different in comparison. So it'd be, I don't know, I think it would still do okay. It's just I'm not really sure if it would be the best. And I'm actually waiting to I was gonna say to upload, but to upgrade to the super range attacks, because I know that when I upgrade it, it sort of resets the attack rate counter, so then that could delay it long enough to actually lose a life. So I'm just going to wait until I was done with that. And is it just me, or are these range upgrades like really small? Like, you barely get any range on those things. I don't know, it just, to me, it seems like a bit of a useless upgrade or something. But at least it's not that expensive, so that's good. And now, I'm going to need some camo detection, but I can easily get that with just a road spike for the first one, and then save up for a monkey village after that. So what I'm going to do is go for another tack shooter, because I think that's a good idea, and just put it right there. And actually kind of surprised at how close I can get to the actual track with this thing. And this time I'm going to go for the tack sprayer before I get the range, just because I've already got one with range, so I don't really need another one. This one's a bit more of a support. And again, I guess this is a track where a spike factory isn't the best, because the track enters from multiple points and it leaves from multiple points, and then the middle is where it all converges. So spike factory, it would be helpful, it'd be nice, but it's not really the best setup, because then it doesn't have as much time to actually put out the spikes, and you can't really I don't really want to say segregate, because that has kind of a negative connotation, but you can't use them specially for a specific purpose. Like, if you're going to set one up for Moab shooter spikes, there's not really a good place to have it where it would specifically target Moab class balloons, like in some other levels that I can't remember the name of, or I can't remember any examples of tracks I'm thinking of. But what was it? And then you can't really place it at the end with the spike ball factory or the spike mines, because obviously there's multiple tracks at the end, which I guess you could just use 2, but still, it's more than 1, so it's not at its ideal power, I guess. But anyways, with 2 attack sprayers, that should be pretty good. Again, I don't have camo detection, and I don't have lead popping ability, but once I get the monkey village and use that for camo detection, actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to use the monkey village, because I always use the monkey village for camo detection. I'm going to use the mortar, because I never use the mortar, or at least really rarely use the mortar. And that actually is a pretty good camo detection, and especially right here, where the track all convenes on one spot, then that's a pretty good place for it. And I probably should use some banana farms, but I think because I have the healthy bananas, it does become a little bit overpowered, even though I've still lost, technically, or I've still had to use a continue after using the healthy bananas upgrade, so it's not amazing, but I mean, it is pretty good. And well, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence of whether or not I would say it's amazing. Not that it's like some super high esteemed honor to be called amazing or anything, but I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to judge how good it is, because as soon as I say, oh yeah, it's amazing, they're like, well, no, it's not that amazing. Like, well, but no, it is really good. And then I just keep on back and forth. And I totally missed that. And I was not paying attention. And I should have used road spikes. But oh well. It was just like 3 lives. Because I already lost 1, so then the other 4 and all that. Or the other 3 to make it 4. But anyways, just gonna get signal flare. And then bigger blast. So that'll be helpful for camo balloons. But I still don't think that's going to be enough to completely pop every camo balloon. And I would kind of like to get artillery battery for to make it shoot the mortar shells 3 times as fast and all that, because then it really will be a lot better at granting anti-camo defense powers or whatever. And also at the moment, it'll be pretty helpful for dealing with the lead balloons, because at the moment the mortars are the only thing that have lead popping ability, and it has a little bit of damage over time effect, which I think I might actually want to couple with the glue gunner, because then that's 2 damage over time effects that I think are pretty cool. Still a little bit worried about this defense, because as you can see, well, I lost 1 life, but I'm still kind of leaking balloons. Alright, so let's take a look at this. I am still, like I said, leaking a couple balloons, especially regrow balloons, but so it costs 3,025 in order to make this defense, and you can triple the attack rate for 9,720 plus the activated ability. So that's, if you want the activated ability and you know you're going to use the activated ability, it would be more cost efficient to get the artillery battery. However, if you're not going to use the activated ability, it's a little bit more, well, actually, it's pretty close. It's really close to whether or not it's cost efficient to just buy 2 more or to save up for the artillery battery. So let's see if I can get signal flare on this. Yeah, because right now my priority is signal flare, not so much the increased accuracy with bigger explosion, just because this round is going to have a lot of camo balloons. And the problem that I'm seeing with this is that it's anti-camouflaging the balloons, like right when they're within the mill range of the tack shooters or tack sprayers. So then by the time they're anti-camouflage, the tack sprayers don't really have as much time to actually pop them. So what I think we're going to do is maybe even buy 4 mortar towers and place them a little bit higher up, or place their aim a little bit higher up on the track, so that they're actually able to de-camouflage the balloons a little sooner, so the attack sprayers have a better chance of popping them. Or I could just place the attack sprayers closer to the bottom of the track so that they have more time to pop them after they've been blown up in the middle. So, not actually sure which side of that decision to go with. Having 2 mortars is pretty good. It has basically the double layer attack, basically, because now there's 2 of them, so they're popping through each layer or whatever. But I'm not really sure how to do this or what to do next, where to go from here, as far as what I should buy, whether I should get Ring of Fire or camo detection or mortars or whatever. More mortars. And yeah, leads are a problem, and zebras are a problem that I'm having. Like I said, losing some lives. I don't know what to do. What I'm going to do at the moment then is sell everything and then rebuy everything, so that rebuy it within the range of the monkey village. Can place it right about here. I think that might be okay, and then place this one right about here. Hopefully the bigger explosion is big enough to actually pop all the balloons that I need it to. Then use tax shooter again, just to get that little bit of 10% cash increase. I'm gonna buy the second one just to be sure that I have enough money for that one. All right, so not gonna use it yet. Well, man, yeah, I'll keep it there. Again, not really sure how well that's gonna work with the mortars where they are. I think that helps a little bit, but not that much, and I'm still losing quite a few lives, so that's a problem. What should I do? I should get Rings of Fire, I think. I think that'll be helpful. It'll at least mean that lead balloons won't be a problem, because there's no camo lead balloons until round 59, so that's definitely not going to be a problem. The Ring of Fire, I think it increased its range a little bit. I don't remember. It might have. And then having two of them is definitely helpful for getting rid of the higher tiered balloons or whatever. Not sure if I should get Rings of Fire on the sides right here, or not really sure how helpful that would be, I guess. But let's see, gonna use a Monkey Apprentice. Well, nope, that didn't work at all. So let's see, continue. I'm gonna not use mortars because they're decent, but they're not working out good enough. So, can I get... that would be too expensive to try to get two of them. So I think I can fit one right here, and then with the increased range from Arctic Wind, that's pretty good, although that is kind of expensive. So to save myself about 800 cash, gonna get that monkey village and place it right there. Alright, and get that. That's good. And then you know what? Because I need it, I'm gonna get camo detection on that one. So now with the ice tower, that'll be slowing down the balloons, so that there's more time for the Rings of Fire to pop them. So that's much better. See, this is, like I said, kind of why I don't have as much of a variety in my defenses, because these defenses work so well together that when I try to use the other defenses, I don't know how to combine them well enough or do anything like that, which I guess being, like, not to call myself an expert Bloons player, but to be an expert Bloons player, you'd have to be able to know how to combine those different towers well enough. But, I mean, considering that... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say, considering that I'm actually beating these expert levels, that kind of makes me an expert player, but then again, considering I'm using continues on a lot of these, that kind of doesn't make me an expert player. But, let's see. So the Ice Tower is helpful. I'm still kind of afraid that's not going to be enough for most cases, especially with the Moab class balloon. That's my biggest worry, is that the Moab class balloon is just going to tear right through. I mean, it's not necessarily a worry, it's a knowledge that I know the Moab class balloon would just tear right through this defense. So let's see, it's going to be round 45 next, and I'm going to need something to defeat the Moab class balloon. I could use snipers would be helpful, but not really sure how great that would be. That would be 21 damage. I guess that could work if I have enough cash for it. Let's see. Nope. Well, almost. I almost have enough cash for it. I could sell a Ring of Fire. That would be okay, I guess, to get enough cash. Well, I might be able to get enough cash right now, because the round is almost over. But, up to 18 layers. So, I think that is... I know that that's doing... 18 layers is obviously more than the 10 layers from the Moab Mauler. But I'm not entirely sure how much faster it's going to be. So, definitely going to save. Because for this one in particular, if I lose, then I don't want to use continue on this one. But I actually made it, so that's nice. This sniper is actually good enough to pop through the Moab class balloon. And I should say it's the strongest, so that it does that, so that that part of its job is good. And I'm going to use it... what should I do? I'm going to use it as Cripple Moab once I get enough money for it, because that's going to be really helpful, especially dealing with one Moab or like a BFB or something. Because that's the thing, snipers, they're best against a single Moab class balloon, while the bomb tower or the Moab Mauler is better against multiple Moab class balloons because it has that area of effect of the explosion. So that's why I have the preference on the Moab Mauler, because it's better in the later game when it has multiple Moab class balloons all packed together. Whereas the sniper is better against single Moab class balloons, where it doesn't have to worry so much about multiple Moabs or whatever. And I'm actually going to get Viral Frost, which I don't usually get, but at the moment I think that might be useful. Well, actually no, I can already tell that wasn't very useful. That really isn't making much of a difference, so I'm just going to sell it at the end of this round. I'm going to wait till the end because I don't want to lose any lives because I'm not using my ice tower at the moment. Alright, sell that, and hide again, and again, try to get as close to the top as I can. Alright, so I've almost got enough. I think I am going to sell the Ring of Fire just for the moment, so that I have enough for that. And let's see, is that going to be a decent... No, it's not quite good enough. Go back to that, Attack Spare, not a Ring of Fire, which is going to be kind of bad for the, the lead balloons and the frozen balloons, but I should get enough for the Ring of Fire within a couple rounds. So, I mean, obviously I've got 1,000 cash already. That was pretty quick. Or at least I think it seemed kind of quick. But there we go. Another Ring of Fire. And as you can see, the Crippled Moab, very helpful against single Moab class balloons. But once they start grouping up, then that's going to be a bit of a problem. So what I'm going to do now is get another attack shooter right here to help with any balloons that make it past that center, which shouldn't be too many, because obviously I haven't really lost that many lives since I had to use that continue. Alright, so this cost 3,865, so just try to remember that when I'm saving up for another one. But let's see. Alright, so I've got normal balloon defenses, and of course now I'm having to deal with multiple Moab class balloons, so the sniper is already losing its effectiveness, and it is really expensive, especially with the Cripple Moab. So it's like 20,000. So let's see. I could actually get a Balloon Chipper, which Balloon Chipper and Snipers, they kind of work on the same level as far as being really good against single class Moab balloons, or single Moab class balloons, and then kind of failing when it gets to this point. See, right there? And now I saved, so I'm actually not going to use continue, because that's just going to be wasting monkey money, because I know I saved, so I can just come back here. And it's not necessarily wasted monkey money, because it's a little bit better than just going back and continuing, in the sense that I'm actually getting some more cash out of continuing. But anyways, since now I've got all this money, I'm going to place a Moab Mauler up here, and actually, no, not a Moab Assassin. Let's double check this range, see how much range I have to work with, which actually I can sell that, or let's see, I'm going to actually build 2 of these. So just build that one there, then build this closer there, then use that second monkey village to decrease the cost of the first monkey village. Then of course with Monkey Tycoon, I'm not losing any money when I do that. When I sell, set this to strongest, build another one over here to deal with any of the Moab class balloons coming on that side. Then right there, and I'd say this is a decent strategy to build the multiple ones on the different sides, and I should be able to afford one more right about there. And having 4 of them, while it's not that great, because, well, actually, hold on, these only cost 2,905, so I can build a couple more. But I don't have too many, but they do all have range right here in the middle, so at the very least, though, you should be able to pop the ones that make it all the way to the center. So, anyways, alright, this should be better. And again, I know that I'm kind of going back to my own strategy of using a bunch of Moab Maulers and Ice Towers and Monkey Village, but it really is just the best thing that I can do at the moment. And I'm getting a call from the dun number, so I'm going to have to take a break. Okay, so hopefully I remembered to edit that out. And just a little phone call from some health insurance person. Pretty sure it was not necessarily the wrong number, but just wrong info somehow. But anyways, what was I talking about? Something about going back to Moab Maulers and Monkey Village and Ice Towers. I do obviously want to try to be a little bit more, have a little bit more variety in my strategy, but I think it just keeps going back to these are the defenses that I'm most familiar with, that I know work well in their specialization, work well as a combo, work well against all the enemies or all the towers that I'm up against, especially on this track. Just the way it's set up, this is probably the best strategy, I think, in my opinion. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see what's next on the agenda of things that I need to get. Could get a super monkey, which again, super monkeys are kind of just I've got a bunch of leftover cash, I guess I could spend it on this. And I don't want to use it on banana farms again, because then I get really overpowered by having a whole bunch of extra money and a bunch of extra lives and all that. But I think this defense is pretty strong. So, what I'm going to do is build some more rings of fire, because that seems like a good idea as sort of a safety net. Well, especially these ones that I'm placing down here are more of a safety net than any of the others. The Moab class balloons should be destroyed by these 6. Can't count. These 6 Moab Maulers should be able to pop all the Moab class balloons. I've got a little bit more range on the monkey village right there, so I think I will place one more on each of these sides to bring it up to 8 Moab Maulers that I've got. So that's doing basically 80 damage relatively per shot. Again, relatively, it kind of depends on where the Moab class balloon is and all that stuff, but should do quite a bit of damage. And then plus having all these other rings of fire with the ice tower should be helpful against any of the balloons that pop out of it, or that are all the ceramic balloons that come out of it. So rings of fire, they've got good area of effect, good attack rate, and because I've got so many, then that's pretty good area of, like I said, area of effect, basically, where just any towers that are coming through this area, or any balloons that are coming through this area, are just going to have their layers consistently stripped off because of it and stuff. I don't know, that sounds kind of odd, the way I phrased that, but I think it's probably the best way to put it, I guess, maybe, I don't know. But gonna add some more Moab Maulers, just because I know that Moab class balloons are pretty much the biggest thing I have to worry about in this game at the moment. Actually, at the moment, I just realized clumped up balloons might be kind of the biggest threat at the moment, because they don't really have anything specifically targeted towards clump defense. The ice tower is helpful for it, but because it's only an Arctic wind and not Arctic frost, then it might not be quite good enough, although that actually worked out really well, because the rings of fire and the ice tower do make a good combo against clumps, apparently. I didn't think they'd make that good of a combo, but they totally destroyed that clump, so that's good. Yeah, I guess that does work, and yeah, again, just want to apologize for not being quite as varied in my strategies, because to me these strategies make sense as far as the specialization of each tower and all that. But someone commented saying that my strategies were wonky, and I thought that was kind of funny, because I know that especially in the last episode or two, they've been kind of odd strategies, just because I've been trying to use some more variety, so I don't know, it just seems funny to me. But alright, let's see, what am I gonna do next? I have no idea. I could use more ice towers, I suppose, just for the fun of it, since I've got such a strong defense now. This is 6, 9, 10, 11, so 11 Moab Maulers, doing about 1,000 damage, relatively, depending on, you know, how it works and all that. Did I say 11 or 1,000? 1,000 damage, yeah, that's pretty sure that's what I said. But, alright, so, might as well. I mean, I know I've been using Spike Factories, and I said it's not the best place to use it, but might as well, since I've got all this money and stuff, all this other defense, might as well place a Spike Ball Factory on either side, just as a safety net, even though I really don't think much, if anything, is going to get through. Not necessarily like get through entirely, but I don't think much was going to get through this middle part, especially not past these rings of fire. So I really don't think the Spike Ball Factory is going to be that necessary, but just in case it is necessary, it'd be nice to have it. And actually, you know what? Before I even do that, I'm actually going to get the Viral Frost, because that might be a little bit more important for round 76, when it's a sort of stream clump, where it's just a long amount of clumped together balloons rather than short bursts of clumped together balloons like round 63. So the difference there being that the ice tower, even though it does slow down the balloons within its range, it's not really freezing the balloons very quickly, so that longer stream, some more balloons might be able to get past it. so that's why having the Viral Frost is really helpful for round 76 in particular, even though I'm sure it's helpful for other rounds as well, but for that round in particular, because of the way I have my defenses set up, round 76 is going to be difficult because of their because of the long stream of it, and then Viral Frost will be helpful to freeze the entire stream at once rather than just freezing it in chunks. Basically after that, I think I'm actually going to sell these Wings of Fire because I want to get a Balloon Impact right here on the side to deal with extra clumps as well, and kind of to deal with whatchamacallit, regrow balloons, although it's kind of weak to regrow balloons. It's kind of hard to explain or hard for me to understand, even though I'm trying to explain it, I guess. But because the Balloon Impact, because it stuns the balloon, that kind of just delays it from getting to the end of the track, which helps regrow balloons regrow in that time that it's stunned, basically. However, because I've got all these other Rings of Fire and Moab Maulers and everything, the Balloon Impact shouldn't allow the regrow balloons to regrow too much. And I just remembered that because this is on Spider Map, and there's 4 different entrances on round 76 when it's a big stream of balloons, they're going to be coming in from 4 different areas, so it's not going to be quite as clumped together streamed as I thought it would be, which might be a good thing, might be a bad thing, because it means Viral Frost might not be as useful, because they're not going to be as close together and streamlined or whatever, but then it might make Balloon Impact a little bit more useful because the balloon's going to be a little bit more spread out. So then the cluster bomb effect is going to be helpful for getting most of them when they're spread out like that. At least I think that's helpful. I've only got 4 Rings of Fire now, so I don't know. I feel like the whole tax sprayer thing didn't really work out too much. But, you know, I mean, they're helpful. They were definitely helpful in the beginning. That was, I mean, I don't want to sound conceited, but I would say that it's a good call by me, but kind of a lucky call, I guess. Don't want to make it sound like I'm giving myself a bunch of credit for something that I didn't really think that far ahead, or think through that far ahead, if that made sense. Let's see, got a bunch of cash. I'm not really sure what else to spend it on. Could get Mob Assassins, could get Monkey Village upgrade, could get Spike Factories, but don't really know. Not really sure what else to get. I'm actually gonna, well, yeah, I might as well get a Super Monkey right here in the back, because I don't want to make it like my main attack force or anything like that. And wow, that is really expensive because I had like 10,000 and now I can't even upgrade it all the way. But in here, yeah, they are pretty close together, so I didn't have to worry too much about that. And then the cluster bombs definitely helped. So yeah, totally destroyed that round. And I don't even remember where I lost all my lives. It was the ceramic balloons. That's right, because I was using mortars and snipers, and that didn't really work well on this track, in my opinion, even though I thought it would, I guess. And again, snipers, I like the concept of snipers, but they're just not quite good enough to counter their own defense or their own weaknesses. And wow, I just realized how close those balloons got to breaking through. So yeah, Plasma Blast definitely gonna be useful. Super Monkey was definitely helpful right there against those Moab class balloons. And I'm actually going to go with the Robo Monkey rather than the Sun God because at the moment, because of how close those Moab class balloons got, I think having a Robo Monkey would be better. And this goes back to the problem of having them set on strongest, is that then when it's a long stream of balloons and they're constantly attacking near the end of the Moab class balloons, so then the front runners kind of get ahead depending on how good the area of effect is and how many you have and all that. So that's kind of a problem. I could sell the Balloon Impact and make a bunch more, or a couple more Moab Maulers on the side, and of course I'd also have to sell Super Monkey to get a lot more, but I think this should still be okay, even though a couple of the Moab class balloons made it kind of far. Excuse me, made it kind of far. I think the Super Monkey with the Robo Monkey upgrade should be decent enough to hold down the fort near the end, because again, since I use the continue, and since I used the save restart thing, I only lost 2 lives, so it's not that much. And again, those balloons did get kind of far, but not far enough. So, alright, it's doing pretty alright. It's around 79 out of 85. And rank 68, I don't even pay attention to this rank anymore because it goes up so slow, because you have to go until like round 100 to really increase your rank a little bit more. I guess, but I still don't like going to round 100 because it slows down my game, especially when I'm recording, because that also slows down the frame rate a little bit. But then also just having all those balloons when you get to rank 100, it just slows things down so much, especially when you've got a whole bunch of towers with a bunch of particle effects or whatever. So I definitely need a better computer before I try going into the round hundreds, or into the 100 rounds. Hundreds of rounds? I don't know. But anyways, got the Robo Monkey. I don't really think I need the Technological Terror. Don't really know if I'm going to be able to save up enough for the Technological Terror in the next 5 rounds, just because there's so many balloons that don't give as much cash, like the Mob class balloons, I guess. But let's see, I might have enough, and if I do have enough, I'll definitely get the Technological Terror, but not really sure what I'm doing next as far as defense strategy, because the Moab class balloons or Moab Maulers are definitely helpful against Moab class balloons. Robo Monkey is definitely helpful. Extra range from the Monkey Village and just the epic range ability from the Super Monkey is pretty nice. Pretty helpful with, like I said, or not like I said, like I didn't say, is pretty helpful with getting the range up there so that it's actually able to attack the Moab class balloons from a distance. I'm actually going to set it to strongest so that it does actually focus on the Moab class balloons rather than the normal balloons. And yeah, although because I thought about it earlier, the mortar and glue gunner strategy combo thing, now I want to try that on a stage, but I just don't know what stage would be best suited for that strategy. So yeah, no. I was thinking about selling the Rings of Fire to get the Technological Terror, but there wouldn't really be enough anyways, and all that. So, anyways, if I don't have enough by the last round, then I'll definitely use it. And well. I kind of want to sell some Moab Maulers and use a Balloon Chipper at the end for the ZOMG, because that always seems really useful. And I even actually, you know what? Kind of want to use a Sniper for the ZOMG, but it's not quite as useful because the Cripple Moab, it's less effective on the higher tiered class balloons, or higher tiered Moab class balloons, because it does really well for the Moab class balloon, or the Moab balloon. The Moab. It basically stops it in its track and completely stops it when you have Cripple Moab. For the BFB, it just moves it at like half speed because it starts to move a little bit before you shoot again. And then for the ZOMG, then it barely stops it for a little bit as it's moving. So you would need like multiple and somehow be able to stagger their attacks to really stun it for a long time. However, I do have enough for the Technological Terror, so I'll definitely be using that as my defense. I wish I could see the range on the Balloon Annihilation ability, because I know it's not infinite, but oh no, I'm losing some lives. No, oh man. I don't know how long ago I saved, so I'm going to use a continue, I don't care. Alright, so I actually lost on that, so let's see, what can I do to make this better? I could use extra ice towers, or actually, you know what? I'm going to sell the Balloon Impact, and I'm going to get a Spike Factory on either side, and upgrade this to the other one, and I've got plenty of money. I don't think I needed to sell really any of those Balloon Impact, well maybe some of them. But anyways, so now I got the Spike Ball Factory. That'll be helpful against any ceramics that make it through here, because apparently they did make it through, and I'm kind of curious as to how they made it through, because I really didn't think this defense would let anything get through. But let's see if Balloon Impact actually made a difference as far as letting the balloons get through. No, alright, it seems like actually more balloons are getting through, or it appears as if more balloons are getting through. I'm not really sure if it is more or less or anything. But anyways, Spike Factory is definitely helpful right there. Balloon Impact obviously was not super amazing in that situation. Definitely using the Technological Terror pretty well, or not really sure if I can say I was using it pretty well, but I just Balloon Annihilation ability, get rid of the rest of those. 1200, I only used 2 continues, I think, so that's only like 400, so it was like 800 increase. So I'm kind of running out of monkey money because I keep using continues and buying all these specialty buildings. So I think for the next 2 tracks, right? Yeah, for the next 2, the treetops and runway, I'm not going to buy any more specialty buildings. I'll just use the ones I already have. And then after that, I'll explain what I'm going to do after that. So this video should be going up Friday, treetop should be Saturday, and runway should be Sunday. In that case, let me know Try to let me know soon, I suppose, whether or not you want me to do a viewer challenge on Sunday or Saturday or whatever. Well, I mean, it would be on Sunday, but in addition to the runway or instead of runway or anything like that. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.